Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to demystify the absolute most powerful kind of machine learning out there. I'm talking about the core architecture behind literally almost every AI tool you use on a daily basis. And you know what? It's actually based on a beautifully simple philosophy.
You teach a machine the way you'd teach a child, by showing it examples with the answers attached. That right there is the core concept of what we call supervised learning. It's the hidden engine running so much of our digital world right now.
Okay, let's dive into this. At its core, supervised learning is all about studying labeled examples to find a hidden pattern that connects an input to the correct answer. You're basically feeding the model example after example, and you are providing the correct answer, which we call the label, every single time. Let's look at a really practical example. Imagine you have 1,000 emails. For every single one of those emails, you explicitly tell the machine, hey, this is spam or this is not spam. The machine's entire job is to just study those labeled examples. It's looking for the hidden patterns connecting the actual text of the email to your answer. Why? Well, so that when a brand new, totally unseen email hits your inbox, the machine can predict the right label entirely on its own.
You can think of it exactly like studying with flashcards. The front of the card holds the email, and the back holds the answer. The model rapidly cycles through thousands of these cards. It makes a guess, checks it against the answer on the back, adjusts its internal logic, and then tries again. It repeats this process over and over until it stops just memorizing things and actually generalizes the rules. Now, depending on the kind of answer you're actually trying to predict, supervised learning splits into two distinct flavors. You're either predicting a specific category, or you're predicting a continuous number.
And this brilliantly illustrates the first flavor, which is classification. This is for when the answer is a category. You're basically putting data into buckets. Is it spam or not? Is this a cat or a dog? Is this tumor cancerous or benign? When your bank suddenly flags a transaction as fraud, that's a classifier at work, actively applying patterns it learned from millions of meticulously labeled past transactions.
So the second flavor is regression. This is when the answer you're looking for is a number, like predicting exactly how much a specific house will sell for. So you're no longer picking a bucket here. You are predicting a value on a continuous scale. But remember, the mechanism is exactly the same. It's the exact same flashcard method we just talked about, except now the back of the card just holds a number instead of a category.
But of course, there's a catch. Supervised learning has one incredibly demanding requirement. It absolutely needs labeled data, and it needs it at a massive scale. And where do those labels come from? Well, usually they come from humans. Somebody had to physically mark those thousands of emails as spam. Somebody had to painstakingly write out the diagnoses on all those medical scans.
So, the absolutely crucial point here is this. The model is only ever as good as the examples you feed it. Garbage labels in, garbage predictions out. That is literally the ultimate trade-off of this entire technology. Supervised learning is incredibly powerful, it's reliable, and it is absolutely everywhere. But it runs on human-labeled examples. If you give it good data with honest labels, it will learn patterns no human could ever possibly write out by hand. Which leaves us with one final pretty fascinating question to consider. If supervised learning learns patterns no human could ever write, how much of the AI you use every single day relies entirely on the hidden, honest labor of human labelers? It's a really interesting look at the very human foundation right beneath our artificial intelligence. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep questioning the amazing technology around you.